Yeah, so we had a not really a bad year, not really a good year, but we managed to hang on. We still have the dream of maybe it will be next year, maybe it is gone. Yeah, tell us.
So we are getting to 2007. Let me start 2007 really, because I'm sure that's the year where even many questions are going to come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are with Chester Williams. We lose, I think, the Elgon Cup that year. We lost to Kenya.
Was Chester Williams your favorite coach, really?
Personally, no, he was my most experienced coach.
Who's your all-time favorite coach?
Josh, why are you putting me in? Josh, why are you
No, yeah,
putting me
you could give us somebody who has really impacted your career.
And someone, the truth, I look at someone who inspired me like a father, skill-wise, who didn't give a shit. If I fucked up, I would leave the team if I had to leave. Honestly, the late Edward Chitaka
Okay.
was quite inspirational. He wasn't really, at that time, of course, he didn't have the IRB certificate and everything. But I learned if it's about the aspects of the game, the fundamentals of the game, I think I learned mainly from the late. Yeah. But going down to skills, and I have Herbert Wafula, I have Tolbert Onyango, I have my very own brother Fred, who have really skilled me, built me.
Fred knows every story about you. He's just given us some hint about Juliana Kanyomozi, and we shall come back to her later.
Oh my God.
Of course, you have to be your favorite. One of your favorites, I mean.
We really had to take the Juliana Kanyomozi one. Oh my God.
We shall come back to that later.
But anyway,
Yeah, we're in 2007.
One thing I tell people, the 2007 journey started from quite far. It started, I think, from 2006, 2005, when even people like Herbert Wafula were still playing, Victor Kalimugogo, they all had this big dream. They were all into this, and it was the class of that time to really carry it forward. That time, even Peter Magona had prematurely retired to go pursue his career in South Africa. So I think we lost to Kenya that time. We lost the Elgon Cup. We beat them, they beat us, aggregate. So everything seemed like shit. This is not going the way we want it. This should be our year. But like, no, let's prepare. 2007, I think.
So 2007, the dream team.
Beg your pardon?
The dream team. We are building into the dream team. So
we are building into the Uganda rugby to blow out. We want Uganda rugby to blow out there. That's where we are all looking at. Every member on that team, by the way, wasn't looking at money, wasn't looking at. Everyone was like, man, do you know for how long people will remember us if we do this? It's one of the few drivers that really pushed us. We had a few rookies in there who were they were in my shoes that I was in 2002. Dennis Etuket.
Give us names. Dennis Etuket,
Joel Anguyo, what's his name? Doctor. Speedy Gonzalez, fastest guy in SMAC. At that time, I think.
Felix Luvega.
Felix Luvega. Yeah, those were our rookies then. and we're with them there.
Oh man, to have Felix Lubega as a rookie, I can understand why you guys won.
Yeah. So we are there. So building up to all this, that time it was, that's when Dobela comes in after Chester leaves. David Dobela comes in as the custodian of the national team, helped with Yairo. And one thing, not to take anything away from David, because David brought back the basic skills in the team, how to pass, he really brought back even the passion, because we're now getting too hungry that we're starting to forget the brotherhood.
Okay.
Okay. So we got too hungry because of what Chester built in us. We're like, we are champions. Why are we losing? We had started getting greedy, actually. I would like to say by 2007. We're greedy. We're like, we should be winning everything. Why are we not?
We are the owners of African rugby. Why?
Exactly. So David comes in and brings back this brotherhood. You know what? Try to remember why you won that time, why you've been winning, why you've been beating Kenya, and try to think why you're losing to them right now. And actually, that's the time even, this the club politics was coming in. Like, I should be playing next to so and so, not so and so. This one is better. But still, the best team was put together. I believe the best team was put together. We start our journey.
I'm asking a question because we are going to move from 2007 to 2008.
I thought you had a drink. I had to get
one. Cheers.
I had to get one as well.
Cheers.
Yes. So, yeah, you're still asking?
Yeah, so like, were you guys looking at it as an end-to-end era and you are so desperate to win this or something like that?
No, not an end-to-end era, actually. Funny enough, by 2K7, our target was we need to win this Africa Cup and we need to go to the World Cup. Actually, the end of the era was supposed to be making it to the World Cup. Make it to the World Cup, play, and yeah, we all just let it go. But we'll get into all that, I guess, ahead.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, we're in 2007. You guys build up very well with a new coach and everybody. We're hearing the Solomon Mawanda that just joined Masiko.
Yeah,
you have young blood mixed with old blood, and you guys are gunning to go.
we're just a bazooka, just ready to just go out at anyone. But yeah, we head out for our journey 2007 to compete for the Africa Championship. I think we should have been even the underdogs that time, because no one expected, because we are here going to Madagascar. Kenya were the favorites.
So you go to Madagascar first?
Yeah, no. From Uganda, we went for a camp. Actually, went for a camp in South Africa. I think one of the first ever for the Uganda team to go for. And boy, I think that's where the brotherhood started building, actually. The time we were in South Africa, I think you've heard the famous Mamba.
Yeah.
Our forwards scrummaged against a machine.
I'll ask an interesting question. Throughout your journey, how many roommates did you have?
Throughout my journey?
Yeah. you had, we hear rugby players talk about roommates and everything. Tell us, who is your favorite roommate?
No, me being the vice captain, actually, it was actually up to me for starters. Like in South Africa, I think I was with Alan.
So you could choose your roommate?
Yeah, I could choose. But because me and the captain, Adrian, and the team manager, at that time, it wasn't about, we wanted everyone to be comfortable. Who do you want to room with?
let's
Which
say
one for Rugby?
you are taking Alan under your wing.
No, Alan Musoke, not Masiko.
Uh, Alan, who?
Alan Musoke
Masiko.
was my room.
Yeah,
Musoke was my.
we're talking about Musoke. You are telling him, if I look right, just know it is a pass. If I look left, it is a flip.
No,
So,
no, not true. I think on pitch, not to brag, I would even be blindfolded and play with Alan. Actually, I would just Alan would even scream when he's not even in position, but I
mhm.
would not tell him from his voice the strength of my pass. How strong should it be? How far back should it be? Is it an overhead pass? Is it a left pass? It's in that I think that's what fooled many opponents. My focus would be on the opponent, looking at them, and I don't know what I'm going to do with the ball. And I do
So
something with
it is safe for us to say Soki was your favorite roommate.
it. No. Being a roommate is different. Being a roommate is
So this thing I used to shout for you all the time.
let's let's first leave the roommate bit. I have many good roommates. A roommate is a
Uh-huh.
roommate. A roommate is
But
a
okay,
roommate.
let's focus on
And
Soki. Soki used to shout a lot, right?
on pitch.
No, no. Because with Soki, I don't think you can sleep.
No, but he doesn't snore. So basically,
Ooh,
yeah, you could say
ooh.
he doesn't. So you could say yes, he could be one of
So
my
you've
favorites.
had a roommate who has been snoring. We shall get back
Whose
to
name I won't mention.
that. We shall get to know in the comments. Don't worry.
True. So yeah, we go to SA.
Uh-huh.
I think one of the starting point of our defining moments to winning this championship was one of our training sessions. You know, we backs were learning how to pass the ball quick at high speed. We got that in spec with a timer. We're training at the Bulls grounds. So this is like day 3 of our pack trying out the Mamba, pushing it.
Mm-hmm.
They had been failing. So we go as forward as backs. We're like, you know what? Let's go support our boys. And this is before even they had lunch. They were hungry and they'd been working. So we support them. Boy, the moment they moved that machine, I think as a vice captain, I felt butterflies in me. This is the training session.
Uh-huh.
This is like 3 weeks to the tournament, but I felt something. And the joy to see even the Bulls forward supporters, to see everyone couldn't believe a small batch of, because we're small compared to the other teams and the Bulls players. That pack pushed that machine. It became a toy to them.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I think we are winning this. I actually now, like you said, I used to be with Alan a lot. I told him, Alan, we are winning this. So we backs fly back to Nairobi first. We leave the forwards in South Africa. They had another session, still scrummaging.
Mm-hmm.
While we're in Nairobi, of course, we hear news. They did it again. They pushed the Mamba with even weight. What?
Mm-hmm.
Did everything. We're like, yeah, we are in
You know,
this.
some people know the story, isn't I think better than the storyteller. Charlotte was only shouting a mamba before you.
Mamba. It was crazy. That was in the game.
Mm.
So yeah, we fly to Nairobi, wait for our forwards. Now that night, there's a night after that training session, the forwards were supposed to follow us. Unfortunately, Uganda would have faced a serious tragic moment. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's part of a story that even many people don't know about.
Uh-huh.
There was a near plane crash, and our forwards were on that plane. The entire pack coaching team
Mm-hmm.
manager, they were almost landing in Nairobi. Something went wrong. I think the tire failed to come out. The pilot had to go back in the air,
Uh-huh.
make a few rounds for them to land properly.
Safely. Wow.
airbags, all air oxygen all popped out. That was, I think, another moment. That's now the second part after the Mamba. The second motivation was that when our teammates survived that
Fatal
near
accident.
crash, it drove chills in us who are already in Nairobi. We got scared. We're like, man, our brothers almost left.
It seemed you had kept this under the wing, because even Charlotte seems to be hearing news.
Not many people know about it,
Wow.
actually. I think even not the press knows about it, apart from we traveled with JK Kalunji Kabuye. KK.
Yeah,
Kalunji
KK.
Kabuye is the person who knew about it. But that was one of another step two of our brotherhood moment. So they
Inspirational
joined us.
moment.
Yeah, he joined us in Nairobi. We're happy. We're like, you know what? God is giving us a sign. This is it. All the teams are meeting in Nairobi for us to head to Madagascar. So this is the first time even the Uganda team is going to dress up uniformly to travel. We're all in suits. Wake up, head to the airport. We check in
I hear the Madagascar witchcraft failed.
Which one?
The
The
Madagascar
witchcraft.
witchcraft.
Yeah, really, that one failed. Because, yeah. So we go to Jomo Kenyatta in our number ones. We're in suits. The only team in suits. Other teams are there, tracks, what. We are looking neat. We are
The
looking
black,
sharp.
yellow tie.
Blazers, white shirts. We are looking sharp. The sharpest team of all
Those
the teams.
images are now iconic. We know them.
Sure. Flying to Madagascar, still there was some turbulence. It was really crazy. That flight was also crazy. Getting to Madagascar. Fast forward, our first training session. Our first training session against Kenya. Point three of our brotherhood was the Kenya game. And this was a moment in the game, actually. Beginning of the game, 5 minutes in, we are scrummaging, Kenya ball at our 5. Sog is yellow carded. I think it was for a high tackle or something. He's off. So we are 7, they are 8. It is their ball. That is where the slogan Mamba comes out. So Soita at that moment screams Mamba. The pack starts screaming Mamba. We backs are like, okay. We also just shout Mamba, but we are defending at our try line.
So you are
Sorry, I'm here.
Sorry about that. So you are telling us that was became one of your strongest slogans.
Soita?
No, like Mamba became one of your strongest slogans after that.
Yes.
But
yes.
Before that, tell us your inspirational songs in the dressing room and everything. What were your chants like? Because now I don't want to go in the future. Let me first concentrate on what you guys were doing before.
I know those are some of the questions coming through. Yeah. That's the time a certain Chigisu song came up from our brother, Soita. I think it's a song they used to sing. They sing, not used to. They sing in Bugisu when you're going to become a man. When you're going to be, It just went, he just told us, it's more of, hey, 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 ow, 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 hey, 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 hey. That was the song. But
that arousing stuff.
Yeah, arousing. But prior, now that you bring me to the changing room, our captain then, Adrian Bukenya. You know, we had nicknamed him Mussolini.
So I think you really looked up to Adrian.
Yeah, I did. Adrian's leadership was quite something. It's so weird that when I watch Last Dance, I see Adrian in there. Adrian Bukenya. Adrian was a no-nonsense leader. He was, he collected dust. He would someone would just Siba Ulila scream, and you just scream because your captain is telling you to. He says something, you talk back. He tells us to come in, we pray. It's like, I think there's something that was built among squeeze. There's that thing would say, squeeze 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you all squeeze. Even you as a small scrum up, a small winger, you're among locks, but you feel you're big, and you'd feel the brotherhood energy moving. So we walk out. Kenyans believe it's an easy game since they had beaten us before
the previous year.
Yeah, in Nairobi, they knew this was going to be. They thought Madagascar was their contender. For the first time ever, Kenya hears us sing as we come out. They hear us sing as we come out of a changing room. Josh, let me just switch on the lights a moment.
Yeah, somebody was complaining about darkness in your room.
I don't know if this is better.
So some guys know you have lights in your room. Okay.
So for the first time ever.
Oh, it is Charlotte. It is okay.
Is this better? I hope this is better. For the first time ever, Uganda walks out of the changing room singing, chanting something. And actually, you would see fear in them. They came out smiling, but like, shit, this is going to be a game. So what seals off that game is where I'd skipped off to, that scrummaging moment. 3-5 minutes into the game, Kenya is putting pressure on us. Actually, Madagascar is basically supporting Kenya because they fear Uganda. Then 7 against 8, Kenya ball, hour 5, we scream Mamba. So Kenyans asking, Mamba Chintugani, what is Mamba? What is happening? Boy. Adrian, this is when you'll understand why I tell you Adrian was Mussolini. Adrian tells Chinene, our scrum half, move from there. Don't stand with them. Come here behind me. It's our ball. Adrian doesn't even flank. So we have one flanker, 8th man, and no flanker. He goes to number 8. We scrummage and push Kenya off their own ball. Chinene gets ball, gives it to Edmond. We run the ball from our try line all the way. They got us at their 22. And from there, everything was history. Yeah. Josh, I've lost you. I can't hear you.
Before you reach the middle of the park.
Josh, sorry, I'd lost you a bit. I wouldn't hear you.
Yeah, I'm like, I think Edmond danced 3 to 5 players between that incident before you reached in their half.
Definitely, you had to leave because they were sure they were pushing over. Their flankers were sleeping. He left the 10 there. And that's the time that brought their top 7 players, the Kayanges, Njera, everyone. Oh, and from there, the rest is history, really, for that game. We knew we had it from there. We knew we had it, really, from that time. So I just wanted to quickly get into because Madagascar game wasn't that much of a competition. It was tough, yeah, but the fourth brotherhood moment that I want to, one of the messages, because I really want these messages to go out there to some of the upcoming players. Our training session towards the Madagascar game, the final game, Madagascar management messes up our training calendar. We are supposed to have a pitch to ourselves. They mess it up, combine us with Kenya. It was all a whole mix. So Kenya were kind enough to give us most of the pitch. Okay. But get this, we are warming up and we decide to play a touch game, forwards against backs.
Uh-huh.
And that
So
game became emotional.
we are
Among
talking
us,
about super confidence here.
yeah, super confidence. Now, backs versus forwards, the touch game becomes emotional. We are fighting, we became a tackle game basically. Because we backs wanted to hit the forwards, show them they're weak. The forwards wanted to show us they're stronger. And it's so weird and unbelievable. By the end of that session, I think if anyone wanted to split the Uganda team at that moment, they would fail miserably. They would fail very, very miserably. In that, we went on for the Madagascar game. As Madagascar were warming up, we did something very unusual. You know, the Antananarivo Stadium is big, it's huge, big crowd.
The
But like
fans,
before we even start
wow.
our warm up, we did a walk, a lap of honor. Came out of changing room and walked, facing the fans. They're booing, they're screaming. We digested all that, walked, and started our training session. I mean, our warm-up session. And that game, that moment, actually, many things some people also don't know. Leaving that stadium took us over 3 hours because we had to get police.
Security and everything.
The Madagascar crowd didn't take it kindly that we beat them that way. And they're on
That
ground,
game,
we took the trophy.
let's take 2 minutes to dive into that game.
Okay.
Let's go into that winning moment because I'm sure most of our viewers they want to hear about that game specifically. We finished the build up, we finished everything. Now we go into the game.
The game against
Madagascar versus
Madagascar.
Uganda. We win, we're African champions.
That game. First of all, before the game, even anything, Adrian is injured, and I'm told, Timothy, your captain. I was like,
Hey.
oh wow. I was like, okay. And surprisingly, anyway, I usually like following ranks. I usually like following protocol. I had to have a chat with Adrian. I tell him, man, I got this, I got you. Oh, just to correct you, in Madagascar, Adrian was my roommate.
Okay.
In Nairobi, it was Alan. Madagascar, it
Mm-hmm.
was Adrian.
So it
And
was
we
time
talked.
for captains to focus in Madagascar.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely there was some pressure on me at that moment. I'm leading some players had played for quite some time.
So we're looking at this scenario where Adrian comes into Madagascar when he was already injured.
No. He played the Kenya game. He got injured in the Kenya
Okay.
game.
Oh
So
yeah.
this is a
So
scenario where
oh yeah.
the final, Adrian is out. I think we had a couple of injuries there. I think even Etukit came on for that game, or Felix. Felix started, something like that. So game starts, national anthems, and Madagascar has this haka they do. We face them. Actually, the England move they pulled of walking up to the All Blacks. I again want to tell the world something. That day, Uganda walked up to Madagascar. We stood a bit back. Well, like when they start their haka, we'll start walking up to them. And that was another moment for us. We're like, you know what? Yeah, challenge accepted. Let's take it on. Game starts. Because by that time we knew our forwards are quite stronger, we really contained them in the park. Where the game changed is where tries started coming through from the back line. Easily, we were just scoring easily. And one of the tries that made their fans start walking out of the stadium even, we call a move. It's a dummy first center, ball behind. I mean, dummy, yeah, first center, and ball to the second center,
That's
who
it.
was me.
Yeah.
So ball is coming, and my opposite number is smashing me. And I'm seeing the ball coming. I'm seeing Alan coming round because he had gone to fullback, replaced John Mosoke. All I did, I just touched the ball and release in space because I knew Alan was going to be there. We had played for long. I knew Alan was going to be there. I took a hit, and Alan was just walking to the line.
So you did, because I remember some All Black game of Boden Barrett with Milner Scatter, where he just flicked the ball and Scatter was coming across
Just
and quick. So if we
ex-
had videos, we could be comparing those things.
exactly
Okay, so I
something
think
like
sometimes I've got the picture of what you're talking about because I
it's,
got the
it's
picture.
it's yeah, something like that. When Alan scored that try, it was over. It was done and dusted. The crowd starts
Most
walking
fans
out.
moved out.
The crowd starts walking out. They're like, because they knew their strength was the backs. They used to run that ball easily. When that happened, a couple of more tries went through. If that game was to continue, I think we are really whitewashing them. And yeah, fast forward, Timothy Mudoola is still here standing after that with such great
Winning
moments.
captain.
Yeah, winning captain.
How did
That's one
it
of
feel? How did it feel in that moment?
Josh, the truth, up to today, it's so shocking. I don't know. I've still failed. I think when the moment comes and I'm writing and releasing my autobiography, I'll
Okay,
find the words to explain. I'll find the words to explain that moment
we can't.
because even
We
after
can't
today,
wait for it.
as I recall and reminisce on that moment, I'm like, boy, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what words I can use, but great moment, really. For now, let's leave it there, lifting that trophy. I wish it for any captain, really. I really hoped any captain in this near future or soon experiences it, because lifting that trophy and bringing it home, your fans picking you from the airport
I know, I
is
know, I know.
is quite something anyone needs to
Did,
experience.
did the president by then give you a presidential handshake? Because you did get to really know about
At that time we did.
it.
We actually did.
Yeah.
The most we got that time was a dinner. They
Mm-hmm.
organized the dinner. No, but that was by Guinness. Then I think the president just invited us to State House. I think no, that was Sevens. No, yeah, invited us to State House with different
So,
athletes.
so I think there was some envelope, but you guys didn't get to know about
I don't know. I
it.
don't
You
know.
didn't care. You
And
didn't care actually.
to show you that, Josh, to show you
Uh-huh.
that many of us didn't fight for much at that time.
Uh-huh. I know, I know.
All we wanted actually was the jersey that we had played in that time. We're like, you know what? We told the then very understanding president of URIU, William, we told him, you know
Mm-hmm.
what? You will have to buy a new jersey for the national team.
I
I think
know, I
this one
know.
has served its purpose. We are going to fight for World Cup qualification, but this is not the same jersey we are using. It has
Uh-huh.
done its time. We need, and yeah, that's where you see many people, many of the soldiers who fought that day still have their jerseys. They don them.
So we hope someday you bring up this jersey for auction because I really want to own it sometime.
That's Josh. That jersey is priceless. I don't know.
No,
I've
for good cause, anything can be
exactly.
up for a good cause.
Anything is possible. Really, yeah. True. It's one of the things. Even in my will, I'll live
We call
to
up the
someone.
stockists, all the entire winning team, Fred, Seguya, everybody to bring up their winning jerseys. Let me hope some of you did give it to your then girlfriend. So we're
But
going to start asking that question.
so who's asking? Which one? Which other question is that?
No, we're going to ask that question to some of the legends about that jersey. Some of them might have given it to their girlfriend.
Oh, yeah, you should ask a couple of them. I still have mine. I still own
Mhm.
it. Very
So is
precious.
this a moment when Juliana came in?
Ah, remember when I started the superstitions?
Uh-huh.
Now 2007, I had the
Mm-hmm.
superstition. I think that's the time Juliana had released her Kanyimbe song.
Uh-huh.
Kanyimbe. I got attached to it.
I think you can sing it all.
I know the entire song. Throughout
First
that
give us
time,
first give us one verse.
Josh, no.
For the sake of the fans,
Josh,
first give us one. Just one.
mazima ndaba tumukama omanyi. Josh, come, don't do this to me.
I don't know why.
Wabaleka
Mhm.
onwanira entalo abalabe zebaleta.
And you are blown and beaten and
Mukama omanyi sebo sinsonga. So
uh-huh.
there's a reason I got attached to that song. Whenever the opposite team would sing their anthem, actually Dr. Stone would tell you that. I would sing that. That's what I would sing for me. When the opposite team was singing the anthem. And I got attached to it. Adrian and Alan will tell you, my roommates, I kept playing it a lot. I kept singing it a lot. Just because right now, man, you put me on gunpoint, really. But I actually can sing the entire song, but not now. We will talk over beer. Over beer when you come over, we'll discuss.
Before it gets cold, before it gets warm, first take a sip.
Thank you. Thank you for that moment.
Cheers.
I've seen Soki saying I
I
would
can't
even
get
cry.
with them.
Soki was there saying I would cry in the room, but yeah, I would cry actually.
Mm-hmm.
It was really, it's actually inspired me in 2K7. And the particular phrase,
Soki's really snitching on you today.
Soki and Fred,
And
we're
Fred,
about to sort this out.
the with
True,
time they
yeah.
will all be with us. So you'll get your time. You'll get your time.
No, cool. I think now I can take on any questions, or I don't know. But
Yeah. So I think we have limited time for now. We are
yeah.
going to jump. We're going to jump some years. We're going to do a summary of between 2008. I think between then, sometime you retired, then you came back into the game, rejoined the national team to bring up the next generation. Yeah, just elaborate just a few bits between those years to where we are now.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Quickly. Just there was an unfortunate moment there after 2K7. We get into 2K8 where we're supposed to be playing for the World Cup qualifiers. I don't want to get into those details,
Mm-hmm.
but some unfortunate incidents happened, and
Soki will give us those moments.
many of us in Kobs actually retired prematurely.
Mm-hmm.
We forcefully retired, if that's
That
what I would
that is
say.
that is 2008.
Yeah, 2008, around there. We let
Yeah,
go, and unfortunately, a lot started to not work out, both club and
unfold what.
country. Yeah, but one thing I have to believe, I think would have made that World Cup, really. But bygones being bygones, later when everything stabilizes, managements change wherever, whatever caused it.
Was that the 2007 Fred Mudoola getting injured? You guys asking yourselves who's going to take care of him? Is it the national team or is going to take care of himself? Something like that.
That 2008.
Yeah,
That
2008.
2008, 2009, all that was happening. Fred's shoulder. I honestly don't want to go into the nitty-gritties of what
I
happened.
know some parts. So
I don't want to get those ones we shall discuss as I sing the other verses of the piano.
all right.
Yeah, but
I'm sure when I come back, you'll host me on the Nile Resort.
definitely
We had a brief moment, but when I come back, we shall have
a proper weekend.
yeah, a proper weekend.
Yeah, but otherwise, fast forward, we come back into the game. Many of us, I personally, my passion has always been with driving Uganda rugby forward. It's one of the few reasons, and I would like to tell the young generation out there, don't skip levels. Don't try to be hungry to get there. Yes, you're good, but there's a reason why that coach tells you take it step by step. So because of what I'd gone through, I was like, no, I can give more. So I come back, play again. That's where many saw even a surprising return in the sevens.
First, hold on a bit.
Yeah.
Did Fred actually break a stretcher?
Who sent that question? Who sent that question? Oh my God. This was a game. I'm sorry, Fred. Sorry, Fred. I have to be honest. I have to be honest to the fans and the show. This was a game against we're in Cameroon. Ivory Coast, sorry. Yeah, Fred gets injured. So a stretcher comes on to take him off. Actually, even the likes of Tolbert Onyango was there, our backs coach. So as it's a medical moment, we are there where everyone is trying to focus. Fred is being stretchered off and the stretcher breaks. Boop! There were Marines in the stadium. They couldn't believe it. Everyone couldn't believe it. Like, no, this is not right.
So how did you guys forget to coin a nickname out of that? Or there's a nickname which we don't know about?
You will invite him and he'll tell you. You will invite him and I'll be the one commenting.
I can't wait.
Oh, but yeah, that was quite one of those moments. Yeah.
For now, we shall call him the stretcher breaker.
Yeah, we should have Fred actually. We should have Fred soon. I see many fans actually asking for him. But by that time, man, Fred was a mountain. He would grip you and you couldn't move. How do you start coming up with names for him?
I know you guys, Fred with Makalama used to just instill that fear into opponents.
The first people on the line for food. And when they come back, if you're still in the line, you will still allow them to go first. Otherwise, you're finished. Yeah, but yeah, fast forward, had a couple of breaks in there, here and there. And you know, with age, injuries coming, I kept being in and out. But I believe I think my vision was really to lead the next, because I was carried into my time by someone. I really didn't want to just retire, what I would call just. And it's what many of my peers, many I've played with, find weird. Why is Timothy still active? I really want a system that continues, carrying
Very right.
people to go on. And where I've really seen it come. Anyway, generally it has come up well, because I really want to thank Tolbert for giving me a chance that I also didn't believe in myself at that time when I made it back to the sevens team.
We're talking about 2017, right?
This is now 2017.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
everyone
2017, you find the
writes
next generation of players, Philip Wokorach, Ivan
a
Bobo.
whole different Philip, a whole different set of young players, fast players. Fine, we had played each other in club, but now this is Timothy who had been out, not that active. And yeah, because rugby, another lesson I want to teach kids out there, because I think that's one of the reasons we hold these shows. When you hit a stressing moment, when you hit downfall, when you feel like the world has really squeezed you, don't indulge into alcohol, don't indulge into drugs. Personally, that time, it's the reason I started training actually with the sevens team. Imagine I was working in gym.
We're seeing another Kobs great Roger Rukudo joining us in
Roger
slowly.
Rukudas.
Uh,
Yeah, one of the reasons I resumed playing was I was going through a moment. But I was like, no, I won't use alcohol. And this is the time I was still out. I was working Ginger. Like, if it means commuting, no matter what, I'll do both together.
so
But I'll train.
rugby was
Rugby
your
was my fault, but my
take it
focus
all
was
away.
put all the stress there. Don't do alcohol. Don't do drugs. Don't mess your life up generally.
So can you just open up a little to us and tell us what really was happening in your life? Because this is why we're having the show. People want to know more about Timothy.
Okay. In all honesty, it's really personal and
Yeah.
more of a family issue, like a
Okay.
personal family issue. And those who may know may know. I really don't want to put it out there.
Yeah, we get it. We get it.
Yeah, but it was a family issue that really wrecks the heart, wrecks the ship, wrecks all your plans, wrecks everything you had worked for, wrecks
You
everything
know,
you had.
when you talk about such moments, I feel we need more therapy in Ugandan rugby. We need more therapists in Ugandan rugby because
True.
behind the scenes, very many of our players face very many unimaginable things, and we never talk
Def-
about it. They never
exactly.
open up to anybody.
And it's actually a big issue in Uganda rugby that has to be looked into. And
Yeah.
I think for now, for Uganda, the starting point, since we can't get professional psychiatrists or a psychologist for a team, the onus has to be on all clubs have club captains, we have coaches, but I think the coach is the best person. It's something that is taught
Because
in.
I'm seeing Kenya taking up that lead in trying to involve its players in therapy sessions, everything. Is this something we need to address urgently as a rugby union?
We must, because depression is real. We must accept it. Psychological problems are real, and
I,
they've
I'm
derailed.
I'm aware you played with one of our former Rhino player,
Uh,
who unfortunately, you
well,
know what
exactly,
happened.
exactly.
Yeah.
I know what's happening, and that's why I come up with these issues. And for now, I think in our coaching, but it's there because actually I did a whole level 3 course, and as a coach, you should have a level of connection with your players. But it's something we need to take seriously. Besides everything everyone talks about, welfare, is it money, supplements, gym? I think we need to put psychological wellness, mental wellness as number one. We really
And
need to look
and I
into it.
believe, yeah, and I believe if we put that as number one, even
Yeah,
a player will get to know that He's playing for himself, for the nation. It is not
True.
all about the money.
It's not about and yeah, someone cares
Yeah,
about what
so
he's
it
going
it
through.
it yeah it gives us a level playing field, we should say.
True,
Yeah,
definitely, very true.
yeah. So yeah, let's continue with 2007. You find these kids have just won the Africa Cup,
Two-
beating Kenya.
2017. They
I've
have just
seen
won.
that picture of you celebrating. I think you're like, I must come
I I
and join
must
these
get back
kids.
with these boys, and yeah, everyone challenged me like Timothy. You can't. You're old. It's impossible. I told him, okay, fine. And that's how, because no one may understand until today. No one may understand where I came from, what drove me to the game. It was my own ambition. So I
Hmm.
train with these kids. I'm pushing them. What they can do, I can do. They also felt shocked, and it also within the team, it pushed them. And actually, I thank Tolbert for standing up to his decision. And in all honesty, we did discuss. I fought for myself. He mentions my name, part of the squad traveling to Dubai and Cape Town. For a moment, I couldn't believe as well. I was like, man, if this has been given to you, and at least some of those games are recorded, we can have a view of them. If I really did play for that jersey, then maybe not. Cape Town, unfortunately, our captain got injured. I stepped in as captain in Cape Town for that tournament. And we had a good run until I again got injured in the Kenya game. I believe we should have won, which they believe as well we should have won. That was our time to beat Kenya on the national world scene in front of the whole world watching. But we really played our hearts out. But I think after that, I was like, yeah, let me tone down a bit. Came back a bit, played against the Barbarians under Sogi. And yeah, I think part of this show is my future
Hmm.
aspirations. What's next for Timothy? But I'll let you lead me into that from there.
Yeah. So yeah, we here. We've gotten a break from rugby. Uh, I think now you've thought about sorry about that. So I was asking for a charger because my phone is almost dead.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have got I've seen you coming up with Mudoola Sports. Is this a sign that you are getting away from active rugby and focusing on something else?
Yeah, Mudoola Sports is a concept I came up with to mention with a few. What I told you, mental wellness is one of my
Hmm.
targets. Fitness instruction, conditioning, nutrition, concierge fitness. Some people can't move around to train. Uh, I want to be able to come to you, get you fit, or we do it online. Uh, and it's something that came to me while I was here in Ginger. I walked around one time looking for just a mouth guard in Ginger, the sports shop,
Hmm.
and I was given a crazy price for it. I was like, there's no way I'm paying this amount for a mouth guard
Extension.
because I think I had the game. I had the game that day,
Yeah.
and I had to rush to Kampala, get a mouth guard at a fairly good price. So I was like, you know what? I had the concept always, but I was pushed by something again, as usual. So Mudoola Sports concept is, yeah, I'm pulling away from active playing.
Okay.
Actually, to say it, Corona came at a really bad time.
Hmm.
Uh, Second round was supposed to be my final days, some of my final active playing days. After second round of the league, I was supposed to hang my boots, but unfortunately, that didn't happen. But yeah, everything, because there's a reason we make plans. And I want to get into coaching, even for the game. And I know many have tried to rush me. Why don't you coach the sevens team? Why don't you be a
Yeah,
Kotoli?
because actually we've seen many of the African champions take on to rugby coaching, and you are actually one of the very few men standing up to now. And some fans are telling us we don't need to believe your word of you telling us you're going to retire completely from the game or something like that, because until your body is tired, you will never.
I'm seeing some are saying those are lies, but you get to that point. You get to that point where I think I've reached to a level where, yeah, I've played through a couple of I think I was close, or I'm close to playing into my third generation of rugby,
So,
and that's crazy.
Timo,
Yeah.
we have around 1 minute 30 seconds to wrap up this.
To wrap up.
So
Yeah.
I'm giving you all this time just to talk about Mudoola Sports, your future aspirations, and everything. I want to ask a question, and then 10 seconds to the end, you choose one random winner, and we shall end the show.
Okay. Mudoola Sports basically is fitness. It's a brand. It's going to be a brand. It's something I say it's a brand. Right now, we're into fitness instruction. We're trying to, through the unfortunate corona period, we've been trying to keep various people fit, keep them healthy, and many have gained from it. I believe I have people who used not to do a single burpee, and now they can